Hello everyone, Skara Bray here, and welcome to the next episode of Hunter the Parenting, and me explaining how good its writing is. Now, I would not recommend following this guide, by the way, unless you're dealing with vampire ghouls, specifically in England. There are better guides for talking to cops that aren't done by a guy, Big D, who is stoned out of his mind at the moment, probably, and who has gotten through various decades of traumatic experiences with vampires and such.
Now, in case you weren't paying attention, listen close. This is how it all happened.
Oh, and I managed to finally remember to remove that thing up there right at the start.
The Opulus, known to you as Piotr, broke out of our cellar and hunted us for sport.
He sure did.
After drinking two of his fellow vampires, he had gained immensely more potent vitae, and had gone from a 12th generation rube to a humongous, thick,
I like how he's calling back to Kevin there.
squid monster of the 10th generation. So
One below Kevin.
stupendous he became, he managed to break through the cellar door we spent half of Marcus's weight in gold on. The one that could take a force of 2,475 minas.
Note that Minas is a system for measuring weight that no one uses anymore. It's very archaic.
Which would be about 825 from that kilograms measurement. And definitely not 18,000 in your American caveman measurements, dorp.
A reference to the fact that the math was wrong in the last episode with the doors thing mentioned.
Remember my math lessons.
I'm gonna call this foreshadowing because, well, we'll see that the ovary is part of these math lessons.
He's somewhere in the house, invisible, and Marcus decides to jump out the window, which has him sprained both his legs, and then they're also shot with a gun, unrelated. Our plan was to head for the carport roof.
You know, I kinda like this recap a lot better than things like last time on The X-Files or last time on insert TV show here, because, well, aside from just random bits of clips from the various episodes like those old ones did, this is giving the perspective, not just of the recap, but of a perspective of an individual character rather than the whole, just the audience's perspective, which gives us some more insight into D, namely, well, his thought processes and how he states things.
But then I was dragged out the very same window Marcus had opened, and I landed on the stony barrow by the house. I was so exhausted by that, I decided to go to sleep. When I
Yeah, he says that when he was knocked out against the rocks.
came to, I saw Marcus had not dragged me down the road following our secret safe passage. In turn,
Probably because of the holes in his legs.
my son-in-law then expertly tries to lure the vampire out onto our front lawn. But he does not fall for it, and that lands Marcus in especially hot water. Fortunately, that disgusting fucking dough-brain did not use his full strength to kill my son. I think he wasn't trying to kill any one of us, in truth, so he could line us up in a sick, vampiric, all-you-can-eat buffet. Worse still, I suspect he may have followed a foolhardy urge to embrace us all and bury us in a mass grave.
This is what I think too, and well, I point out why in the last episode, which actually is the last episode this time.
We may have all been damned this day, had it not been for what happened next. My son Dor's ingenuity struck him in more ways than one, as our front yard had been converted with custom, sensitive, anti-freak minds for a situation much like this one. And with a well-placed shot by my beautiful, wonderful, amazing, and fantastic prodigy of a grandson, the Nosferatu known as Piotr was swiftly knocked into torpor. Not long after, day came to us, and Piotr's sentence was ultimately rendered by sunlight. Later today, I'm going to gather the leftovers of his conflagration. I'm planning on compressing it into a diamond to show that even the ugly of us can be made magnificent. Perhaps I'll attach it to a ring and give Marcus a spectacular wedding band.
That sounds wonderful.
But, yeah, before that, we were arrested. and I don't talk to cops.
Except he does in this episode, though. Well, I think he means more in general. That was a kind of a joke on my part there. Not a good one.
All right. Good day, sir. My name is Detective Sergeant Guy Chapman.
Now, Guy Chapman's name. Guy is slang for a male human. Chap is also slang for a male human, and man is a proper term for a male human. He might as well be called male human or perhaps real human.
I'll be interviewing you today. Are you feeling comfortable? Your jaw situation any better?
Yes! Yes!
One more crack and his jaw was basically in place and he's able to talk perfectly fine. Seems like he definitely has an ability to heal fast.
You know,
Especially considering just how horrible he was in terms of, well, brain damage and jaw damage in the last episode. Could barely talk at all there.
how about I make us some coffee? I'll be right back.
You do that, detective. You best do that.
Oh yeah, so in case it wasn't obvious, that Guy Chapman part definitely foreshadowing, albeit very subtle.
If there's one thing we know for a fact as hunters, it's that the vampire is everywhere. Society is led blindly by the deeply ingrained wiles of these creatures, and especially that of their most guileful sect, the Camarilla. They infiltrate every facet of human life. Industry, government, all forms of organization, our very infrastructure, even family. You can never be sure where their ears might be, and so you must always be primed to plug them. Let me set the scene. I sit inside the Norfolk Constabulary in the township.
Honestly, you know, him saying, let me set the scene, I'm gonna call it foreshadowing because of what you'll see at the end of this episode. Well, I mean, I hope you already saw this if you're watching this, but you'll see.
Next the sea. I am just about to be interviewed.
Oh, I also like that if I remember right, this is the Vampire the Masquerade logo. I kind of like that it's there. It being over the moon like that. Very good symbolism.
My goals are to see if the police
I think of the Camarilla watching everything or something.
here have been compromised by the Camarilla to not give anything away that could be seen by them as a masquerade breach, and, of course, not be arrested.
And of now, we have the setup for this episode.
This will be harder than you might expect, because I'm going in with a handicap.
Right,
Handicap.
here you go. Kevin, was it?
You can call me the great and mighty Kevin if you'd like.
Yeah, D using Kevin's identity, which, well, he probably used multiple other people's identities, as indicated in this and later episodes. And this will cause him some trouble down the line. Not sure if I'd call it foreshadowing by any means. That being said, I'll add it to the foreshadowing counter for meme.
All my friends do.
Oh, man.
Oh, and thank you. I do love my caffeine.
Wow, great and mighty Kevin. That sounds fantastic. Where'd you get that title?
Oh, it's a long story. From my accounting days. Kind of stuck as an in-joke, and it makes me feel pretty great and mighty in the day-to-day. You don't have to use it. It was just a funny little joke.
Well, I always respect titles.
Foreshadowing, actual this time.
Ye great and mighty one. You better believe I'll be using it.
Well, thank you, Detective Sergeant.
Oh, man, we're going to have a time of it today, I'm sure.
You sure are.
But, I must inform you that we're recording this. Camera's up in the corner there. There's also these microphones picking up our voices. So, if you want to speak to us, I'd ask you speak loudly and clearly, so the microphones can pick you up the best they can. All right?
That should not be an issue.
Very good, thank you.
I already knew the camera and the microphone were not working. In preparation for the inevitability of an arrest, I make it a habit of sneaking into the local constabularies around Warham, and I sabotage their equipment. The constabulary...
Which, honestly might, like, is a good idea for D in this instance, but it might have caused some trouble in case there was some actual criminals who or got away with it, or some corrupt cops who got away with abusing someone because their equipment was sabotaged.
The area is incredibly small, with only a scant few officers working there at any given time, and their interrogation cells are as virgin as their wit. Breaking into a small police station is about the easiest thing you can do. Whilst often on the lookout for break-ins, they never expect their own quarters broken into. The hubris of the watchmen to think themselves unwatched.
There actually is some truth to this in some ways. Before the security cameras were a thing, there was a case of a guy who robbed a police department and got away with it. Because, like, the police didn't suspect that anyone would try to rob them because, well, they're the cops. Now, obviously, these days with security cameras, such a thing wouldn't happen, especially since I'm pretty sure the police learned their lesson and are on the watch for people robbing them now.
They always fall for the Officer Ernesto trick.
It's just the two of us otherwise. Right now, it's 14:34 p.m. If you look at the watch, could you confirm?
Oh yeah, 14:34. It is indeed the number on your timepiece.
All right, yep, very good. So, today is the 1st of December 2006 at Norfolk Constabulary in Wells next the sea. Can you agree with all that?
Oh yes, happily confirmed.
Considering how this is the 1st of December, I wonder if Hunter the Parenting's ever going to do a Christmas special. In universe, I mean, since it's like August when I'm filming this.
I love Wales next to the sea. I might go ride the miniature steam train.
Slight foreshadowing, but nothing too big.
Later while I'm here. It happens to be open this time of year.
Oh, that right?
A big adventure on the world's smallest public railway. How could I pass it up?
Oh yeah, true. Rode on it with the kids last summer. They adored it. It passes through some drop-dead gorgeous vistas.
Yes, setting up that guy Chapman has a family, which I'm not gonna call it foreshadowing even for the memes, but it will be important later in this episode.
You really get to see Norfolk from another angle, you know?
Oh, for sure. Did you know there's a ghost platform along the track? Extremely frightening.
Oh, the abandoned one. Yeah. There's also that Iron Fork camp. That one's in Warham, right? Actually, that camp's pretty close to where you were today, isn't it?
Oh, yes, the camp is quite close to my dear friend's home. We don't go there much. It's quite the dreary spot. Smells of death.
Yeah, I kind of wonder if Krakus is the there's like the Elder Black Shuck. That's a theory I've heard. And I'm wondering if there's any truth to it with the Iron Age fort being a cairn. Or whatever the werewolf bases are called. Honestly, I would kind of find it hilarious if the other werewolves thought D captured Krakus just because he's hanging out near the D house. That'd be pretty ironic, since as far as the D family knows, Krakus is just a weird guy. That being said, you'd think that if he was a werewolf, he'd notice the vampires nearby, so that's a hole in the theory, but there might be some reason why he didn't, for all we know. Still, a flawed theory, but possible, I guess.
The Iron Age fort, that is.
Death?
A corpse was found there a few years ago. Some poor sod who had been missing since the 90s. Looked like he'd been lying there for a while and no one picked up on it.
Goodness. Was it any one of you who found it?
No, it was my friend's neighbor, Caracas. He found it while he was doing his daily routine of digging ditches into places that do not need ditches.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Don't know how else you'd react to
But
that.
perhaps we should get on with the actual interview. What do you say?
Oh, sorry. Absolutely. I wouldn't want to waste any more of your time than necessary.
No. It's all right. You're all right, Kevin. That's totally fine. I just need to go through some more formalities with you before we can begin.
A formal lad. I love it.
Oh, not for long. It's pub time after this.
Foreshadowing. Big one.
I love drinking.
Yeah, he does.
An activity I do. I don't know if you know this, but the police in these lands are quite unlike what you see in the mainstream stories of the modern age. They seek to build a different rapport, following the peace method of interrogation.
You'll notice that this is the same method of interrogation, or at least one of the methods of interrogation, Big D used with Kevin in the Probing of Kevin episode.
With this, they primarily wish to disarm their suspect by making them as agreeable and comfortable as they can be, as those embraced in comfort after a stressful situation are far more likely to tell the truth. Knowing this, I intentionally sink into a casual and comfortable role, exactly where the officer wants me, so they would be more likely to believe I'm being honest. This is an advanced deception technique I invented, a technique I refer to as lying.
You know, okay, so how old is Big D? Assuming he's something supernatural, we don't know his exact age. So D refers to himself in a later episode as Turkish. I don't know if that means he's literally from the Turkic tribes, or just from, the Turkic tribes' descendants. Okay, so for those who don't know, the Turks were originally a group of steppe nomads, steppe nomads being like a lifestyle rather than any race of people. Lots of different races of people were steppe nomads throughout history, but the Turks were originally steppe nomads who moved to the Middle East. And they ended up settling in, what is now Turkey, forming the Ottoman Empire. That's how it got its name. It wasn't called Turkey before they settled there, or rather invaded it. So, I don't know if D means that he was born in Anatolia, if he's actually a Turk by heritage, or if he's talking about something different. But if he is a Turk by heritage and was born in Anatolia, that means that he can't be older than the Middle Ages. If, on the other hand, was born in Anatolia but isn't a Turk by heritage, or was a Turk from their days before Anatolia, he could be quite a bit older. However, I highly doubt Big D was the guy who invented lying, regardless of how old he is. This is probably just him being silly. If we look at, if we take biblical stuff as canon because of the whole Cain is the first vampire thing, then technically, if we're not counting deities, the serpent would be the one who invented lying. And there's no damn way D is Adam. Or the serpent. Just saying that he's not one of the first humans. I'm fairly certain of that.
So, you do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defense if you do not mention when questioned something which you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence.
Yeah, I'm not British, but this seems to be the old British version of the reading their rights and plead the fifth thing. Yeah, I'm not familiar with British law, so I can't say how accurate this is.
Do you understand what I've just said?
Clear as crystal.
Could you put it in your own words?
But I shouldn't say anything weird.
Well, you've already failed that part.
At that moment, I feared my cover was blown.
D's paranoia being shown. Not that it's unjustified, considering that he is talking to a ghoul.
I'd have to fight my way out. I prepared my hidden poison blade.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Definitely nervous laughter.
Alright, so that's your right to silence. Just need to have that put out. So, could I ask for your full name for the purpose of the interview?
My name is Kevin Wetsworth.
Do you have a middle name?
Malcolm.
Yeah.
Like Malcolm in the Middle?
Yes, everyone makes that joke. I can assure you, I'm not as wild and wacky as Malcolm in the Middle.
I saw one episode of that show years ago, but I'm pretty sure D is wilder and wackier.
And I am instead a normal man.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't mean to slap a dead horse. My name's Guy, so, I understand it when people are jokers about your name.
Oh, that's completely understandable, my guy.
Oi, now. You sure you aren't as wild and wacky as you are on TV?
Well, maybe a tad, maybe just a little.
All right, well.
Television.
Could I get your birthday as well, Malcolm? Oh, sorry. Kevin?
Oh, that's all right. The worms will get us all one day.
Foreshadowing for one of the upcoming villains, I
October
suppose.
31st, 1979. My birthday, I mean.
Oh, that's pretty fun. That's All Hallows Eve.
Yes, it's also National Magic Day. The day Houdini died.
More of that Houdini stuff. I do wonder if this is foreshadowing, but can't quite be confirmed yet.
Oh, wow, didn't know that. So, a few more questions. First off, what's your address? You can go through it all.
The officer went through a few more questions.
It's also kind of impressive that Dee managed to, like, memorize the information from Kevin's driver's license in that time, since he probably only saw it a few times during the interrogation, or maybe he was just looking at it constantly to memorize everything, since he planned on using it as an ID.
Nothing noteworthy. Until eventually, the actual interview began.
What happened this morning in your reckoning?
God, I wonder if that's deliberate wordplay for the whole Hunter the Reckoning thing this is based on.
Oh, do you want me to go through the entire morning?
Anything you think might be relevant.
All right. So I've been up all night. Haven't caught any sleep yet. You might call me something of a night owl. Yes. I was meeting up with some old friends. We haven't met in a good while. Years and years as I've been out traveling. So I was driven to the house of...
I suppose there are a few, well, truth mixed in with the lies, like, the whole been out traveling, Dee does that a lot, and they were traveling as well.
a few days prior.
At least traveling to that woods where they fought the vampires.
Oh, we had a good time, and then... Well...
It's all right. Take your time.
This is where it all begins. There are already several missing persons reports in and around the area of the tunnel entrance, since that is where I first found them. And since Sabbat members are usually reported as missing people themselves, I wanted to use this to my advantage. However, I already know the tunnels are a particular target of Camarilla interest, and also that the Anarchs have declared the area under their domain.
Meaning that it is particularly disputed vampire territory. And thus, well, any vampire or their ghoul would want more information on it to potentially get an advantage over the others.
Assuming the police are compromised, any mention of the tunnels will lead to suspicion. But I might be able to use it to throw off the scent. So, it was early in the morning a few days ago. We took a fun little nightly road trip to an area just between Walsingham, Binham, and Hindringham, right along Wells Road. We went there because, well, I'm kind of big into cold cases, and I know there's been some missing persons reports in that particular area, so we just kind of went there. I know it's irresponsible.
It's all right.
But it was just such an enticing prospect.
All right. I absolutely understand. You're just out for some excitement. You're not the only ones, let me tell you.
Well, I'll be honest, it does get worse. I kind of...
Yes?
Well... I try to entice the officer into presenting me with a leading question.
Which they are very good at.
If he is a Camarilla agent, he will know about the tunnel situation to some degree. What degree, I'm not sure. But he will want to take any possible masquerade breach into account. If he takes the bait, I will be made more certain.
Take your time. I can understand if it's hard to talk about. Take your time.
Considering how Guy fully believes the family's story, he probably here does think he's dealing with someone who's genuinely traumatized about what happened, and might be trying to be sensitive by avoiding leading questions.
Look, I'm not sure how you're feeling. If you feel self-conscious about it, that's fine. We all make mistakes.
Is he biting? Yes. It was well, yeah, quite a gaffe on our part, I'd say. Come now, just a little more.
It was all related to the missing persons report, I take it.
Almost. I think so.
You think so?
Eh.
Did you find anyone, or...
Found anyone? What does he mean? Does he imply that he thinks the missing people might just be lost? Or is he implying we might have found someone else there?
Yeah, it could be that, well, like he says, it could be that the missing people might have been lost, and if he says it's related to the missing persons report as a sort of leading question to try to get information, it logically follows that they might have found someone who was in the missing persons reports.
He thinks the former. I might be safe. If not, how will he respond? Well, yes, we did.
Yeah, D doing a bit of proking.
And that was the same people who you invited home a few days ago.
Whoa, what the fuck? What kind of question is that? That we invited home?
Yeah, there might be another reason why Guy Chapman is asking about this, and I'll just explain it. So, it would be unusual to just meet some random people in tunnels, even ones who were missing persons, and then just inviting them to your home. Not impossible to happen, but unusual. That being said, if they were a vampire using Dominate to convince someone to invite them home, that's more plausible to the eyes of the Camarilla, perhaps, or at the very least, it's something they'd want to look into.
That is far too specific to be a coincidence. And that's when I realized my sons, my son-in-law, my grandson, they were all interviewed before me.
Possibly because of the damage to Dee's jaw, come to think of it. If he has trouble talking, it might be intelligent to talk to the more, well, lucid members who can talk better.
Which, of course, was
First,
his
at
intention,
least.
but
And it was his intention, so...
they were fucking up on their testimonies! Cannot believe it. After everything I've taught them, invited home? Why would he say that? Who said that? Ah! Wait.
Dee building up the
Of course.
frustration, and then...
Son-in-law? It must have been my son-in-law who said that. His anti-cop training was never concluded. He never got past the Grand Theft Police Car seminar.
That being said, this section where he's thinking of his family and who must have done what also kind of shows how much he knows about that. I'm assuming this is correct. We have no reason to think his speculation is incorrect, but it shows just how well he knows them.
Of course. He wanted to present this as having been a good-natured affair on our part. The fool! I must be incredibly careful, but I need to harmonize these different testimonies. Yes, we took pity on them.
Pity, you say?
Of course. I'm sorry, the missing people. Shall I say, I recognized some of them, or at least one of them, from the missing persons posters.
Noted. Just a moment before we continue.
I braced myself for combat, for the SWAT teams to come pouring in, for fists and bullets to fly.
Yeah, I don't think a random police station in the middle of nowhere, England, has access to SWAT teams, or if they have access to them, it'll probably take them a while to get them in.
But instead, I was faced with a more powerful and evil foe.
Here.
Paperwork.
This is an index of many missing persons in the local area. Could you flick through? Tell us if you recognize any of these people?
Now, we don't know if well, assuming that this is your first time as a watcher, we don't know if Guy Chapman works for the Camarilla just yet. It could be that he's just a police officer who suspects that some of the missing persons got lost in the woods. Such a thing is a lot easier than most people think it is, and as such, he could potentially want to figure out who's actually missing and who's dead to potentially resolve this mystery. With that in mind, this makes perfect sense. But also, if he is working for the Camarilla, they could suspect that some of those people who went missing were turned into vampires by the Sabbat, or perhaps even the Anarchs. And this could potentially help them, well, figure out who's a vampire, figure out how to deal with them, stuff like that.
My suspicions, bright and aroused like an ornery male peacock. I flipped through the names. Most were passingly familiar to me. Ready Hunter with their saltness. Preparation as even more important than firepower.
Very true.
However, these ones I'd expect were just victims of the Sabbat. No faces I recalled seeing elsewhere. I struggled with myself. Should I mention a name at random? No. Foolish. It could be a trap to invalidate my testimony.
Good point.
To boot, I didn't recognize all of them. Were some of the others vampires?
Possibly.
I struggled and struggled. Till by pure chance,
You found someone?
I came across
Maybe not chance if these are vampires or if anyone just reported Piotr
a
missing.
familiarly unfamiliar face. Piotr.
In fact, this could be evidence that this was trying to get evidence for the Camarilla.
Yes. Let me take a gander. Oh. Actually, it's Peter. Peter Piotrowski.
His face was warped, handsome beyond
I kind of like how Dee calls that warped just because of, well, what he's seen from Piotr before.
recognition. Poor fellow. No wonder he was such a prick.
Yeah, this basically implies that Piotr was a Cleopatra, that being a Nosferatu term for someone who is pretty or beautiful or handsome, but also arrogant, that they turn into a vampire as a sort of, well, in their eyes, karmic punishment.
Was he there that night?
Yes. Though he had a bandana on for the most part. I recognized the hair, the eyes, the name.
Oh,
Yes.
Wonder why Dee said bandana there as a detail. I don't remember Piotr wearing one, but maybe it's so that way there can be some sort of cover-up in case there's a different detail, or maybe I just missed that.
Yes, he was there that night. And with no body to disprove my story, that should be alibi enough for any Camarilla constabularies.
Dang. So, you found this man, Peter Piotrowski, and a few others that you do not recognize.
Yeah, in the case of, well, Shitbeard, he's, well, from America, so though that being said, Piotrowski is a Slavic name, but it's possible Peter was born in England. His parents could have been immigrants or something, or he could have been a long-term resident. But anyway, Shitbeard was American, so especially considering how he's probably studying somewhere a distance away from this area, it's entirely possible that no one reported him missing in that specific constabulary.
Would that be accurate?
Yes. They had formed into a group and approached us in the thicket. They said they just managed to escape some strange captors, begged us for help. They didn't go into much detail, but how could we refuse? Little did we know. They weren't quite what they seemed.
Another bit of bait to try to give a leading question.
That sounds pretty incredible.
You're telling me. Did he buy it? Had I already contradicted the family story?
And how many were there?
4.
Right.
Yeah, and also, you might or might not notice this, but there is something slightly off about some of Guy Chapman's mannerisms, which, well, is another hint, but not gonna... Yeah, you know what, fuck it, for the meme, let's call it foreshadowing, but there is something ever so slightly off with them. He seems normal, but slightly off.
Okay, so just to get this straight, you found 4 people lost in the woods. You thought you recognized them, or at least one of them, from missing persons reports, and you brought them back to your place. Is that all correct so far?
An accurate report.
Yeah, like you'd think that if you encountered missing persons who were captured by some criminals, presumably, you go right to the police. However, there are people who might take them to their home, and if they were being manipulated by them because they're vampires, then anything could happen at that point in terms of the domination stuff.
Detective Sergeant, perhaps you should consider a career in court stenography.
Maybe when my legs give in, I'll consider it.
I'll smash them in with a pipe wrench if you continue to nail me like this. Fuck. What other testimonies had the family given?
Alright, so let me have a think about this, because I have a couple of questions.
Damnation. Son-in-law's report was in all likelihood the most divergent one. The rest, without doubt, told him that bringing them back was an involuntary affair. He is too nice. Me agreeing with his testimony like this, it isn't going to be enough. Perhaps I'm going too wild with the story. The lack of collaboration could undo me here. It's 3 against 2. There is a clear divergence that cannot be reconciled. Unless...
Alright.
Honestly, Guy Chapman might be the one who messed up here, considering how he'd used the words invited back to their home. If Kitten was the one that he first... assuming D is correct, and Kitten was the one who said that, and Kitten was the first one he interviewed, he might have mentioned it to all the other family members, which would give them a chance to change their story to invite them over. Which would have caused Guy Chapman to lose out on potentially catching them at something in a contradiction.
Right, so, first off, what happened on the way back to the house?
Well... Wait. There is an out here. Marcus! Marcus, I put my faith in you, son!
Yeah, which should show that Dee does have a great respect for Marcus, despite the fact that he hides a lot of stuff from him.
Into your hands I commit my spirit! I didn't interact with them much, but I know they were a bit weird towards 2 of us from the beginning. The father, Dor, and his son, if you know them.
Yep, sure.
Who were also the first 2 attacked by the vampires.
I didn't catch on to it very early, but I think those thugs might have been threatening them from the onset. He, Dor, was the one driving, you see. The rest of us didn't really think about it, or as far as I know at least. And drive like it was the wacky races. Off the road, into the bushes and everything. It was crazy. With this, we can harmonize the accounts. As long as Marcus did this correctly.
Alright. Happened when you got home.
Yes! He bought it! Marcus, beautiful boy! He knows his brother, he knows his nephew, and of course he knows his fiancée! Marcus has reconciled this very testimony in much the same way as his father.
Which honestly shows that, yeah, they are related.
We will harmonize these accounts together! Sorry, when we got home?
Yes.
That's when it all went to hell, of course. This is the harder part. There are many specifics in this part of the story. I realized I was traipsing into a minefield. The one on our front lawn. I needed to be specific, but not specific enough to contradict the others' testimonies. Marcus might be brash, but the lad is a genius. No doubt he'd gone for an approach not dissimilar to my own.
Yeah, Dee really respects Marcus, though, well, I think in the next audio log, or the one after that, one of the recent ones, we'll get an idea of why Dee is so cautious around it with the information he gives him and why he's right to be.
Dor, on the other hand, he's precise, calculating, but with the creativity of a sea cucumber. If anyone gave exact information, it would be him.
Honestly, knowing Dor, I could see him give such exact information that the police don't bother to write it down because they don't have enough papers to write it down on.
My darling son-in-law has no doubt continued to be his typical friendly and accommodating self, for better or worse. And boy...
And like I said, he knows them all very well.
Boy! I love my grandson.
I'm sorry?
Yeah.
Humana Brian Cranston.
Oh, Oh, yes, Malcolm in the Middle. Sorry, let's stay on topic, though.
Okay.
You invited the missing people into your house. Then what happened?
My presumptions arrayed, I focused on one thing. If this officer was with the Camarilla, he would already know the survivors were vampires.
Unless, of course, he hasn't been seen by them for a while, since the Regent, the same person who's been giving him blood, is a moron.
If that were the case, he'd be looking for the slightest hint that we were aware of that, which would essentially mark us for death. Sorry, things went very fast. At first we were socializing. They had come in from the cold. I was worried sick about them. It seemed like they had the most incredible story. And eventually that story proved too good to be true. They had guns.
Which also would cover up the presence of any firearms that they found that the D family had. If the police buy the story, then, well, potentially don't look for fingerprints, or if the D family used enough. Well, they do use gloves if they use them. Yeah, the members use firearms, use guns, but with the gloves and potential lack of fingerprints, the police, if they buy D's story, they'd probably assume that any guns were brought there by the vampires or criminals or whatever, and not the family, which would potentially clear them of any potential charges, potentially for having illegal firearms.
And threatening us.
Potentially, that is.
What kind of guns?
I'm not much of a hunter.
Which, if I remember right, is one of the few ways you can legally get a firearm in England. So there's that.
I could.
Hence why D said not much of one is why he wouldn't know firearms all that well.
Say the exact kind. A clear lie, by the way. I am actually the best hunter, probably in the world. Anyway.
Honestly, if there was a crossover between Blade, Hunter the Parenting, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and the Dresden Files fanfiction, I would read it. Because, I could definitely see D's eccentricities both intriguing and frustrating a lot of the other people involved.
I believe it was a shotgun. It could have been a rifle. I also think I saw some pistols.
I see. And was there anything else?
By God, yes. They held us at gunpoint, handed us mines, explosives, and forced us to plant them in our front lawn. To me, bringing the mind viewer into things was a no-brainer. If anyone mentioned anything, it'd be that.
Yeah, especially since the cops would search the premises, and they definitely find the mines. Possibly in a way that would injure some cops if they weren't careful.
But to bring the narrative around in a way that deflected blame.
And where were these explosives found? On the property?
The property? What do you mean?
Well, look, I need you to be honest. You know? I need the clearest account possible. And I need to know, where were the explosives from? Were they owned by your friends?
No! Good heavens, no! How could you even say that?
Kevin, listen.
My family, my good friends,
He almost
who
messed
are
up a
like
bit
family,
there.
that is, and I, get fucking held at gunpoint, punched, kicked, and forced into traumatizing labor, including my friend's very small son, who I call my grandson even though I'm 27 years old. You ask if the mines were ours?
Yeah, D covering up that contradiction there a little bit.
My apologies, Kevin. I understand your experience was traumatic.
You're right. I'm feeling loads of trauma. I'm a goddamn traumaniac. Not as manic as those fuckers.
Sorry?
The fuckers.
Fuckers.
Hell's fuckers.
Come to think of it, Shitbeard having a Hell's Fuckers jacket was foreshadowing that I forgot about.
Have you heard of them?
Oh, of course.
This was the beginning of my count.
The name is also probably a reference to the Hells Angels, who are a very infamous American biker gang.
To attack. As you're no doubt aware, our dearest Bruja Antitribu Shitbeard was a member of the Fuckers from Hell, also known as the Tails Fuckers. His jacket claimed us, at least, and that's all that matters.
Yep.
That county-spanning biker brigade is a known Sabbat affiliate. They have a penchant for embracing bikers, truckers, and other hard men of the road. They also are known for their violent encounters with Anarch, Camarilla, and law enforcement alike.
Yep. Which,
Tough headaches got
fuck's
you
sake,
down.
which increases the
Were they involved in the incident?
which increases the likelihood that Guy Chapman would know about them.
Right, so one of them made mention of that. They said to me, "Listen up, you goddamn swamp shrew! Dig the ditch, and if you're lucky, hell's fuckers won't put you in it!"
In that same accent?
That's right, an American accent. Brrrs and all. And then he spat on the ground like some kind of chimpanzee.
And you say the mines weren't yours, but theirs?
Yes, of course,
And that story, it honestly makes a lot more sense than the idea that the family themselves had the mines. That rather a bunch of violent criminals might try to make that house into a sort of base and bring in illegal mines to do it.
Of course! I refuse to believe even Dor would have admitted to us owning the mines. Not even son-in-law's that accommodating. Not even Boy is that naive. I am doubling down on this.
I see. So, just to clear this up, this is all just some coincidence. The missing persons you brought home were affiliated with the Hells Fuckers gang, and they happened to ride home with a former EOD specialist, bringing their own mines.
Damn you! Prepare to die! I wanted to scream that as loud as I could when he said that.
Yeah.
The story was beginning to crumble. Dor came here dressed in his EOD suit. He must have admitted to owning it. He must have told them of his old fucking mining days, god damn it!
Because what you're telling me is that these people showed up, including at least one missing person, and then, with mines they supplied themselves, they had you, and especially your friend, a professional in the field.
Thinking on it, this actually helps Dee in a way because Dee told them earlier that Dor and Boy were the ones harassed by them. If Dor ended up revealing the information that he was in the EOD field previously to the Sabbat guy, or as far as like Guy Chapman is concerned, they might have gotten the idea to make the family plant mines based on that.
They had him dig up a minefield in your own front lawn. Could you confirm that as correct in your assessment?
Well, a liar would get indignant. If I were telling the truth, I'd get angry. Look here, steakhead!
Possibly a pun on S-T-A-K-E, steak vampire thing. And also I'd say a bit of foreshadowing.
Control what the truth is!
I understand that,
I'm sure
but...
it sounds ridiculous to you, but so did walruses until we had photos of them. For fuck's sake, man! Tusks on a manatee!
I am listening, sir. I am.
I should hope you are, because if you don't believe me, I'll invoke my right to attorney.
Which you're free to do. However,
Nothing! The facts are clear! They had a whole stash of weapons nearby! A fucking stash! It wasn't just mines! Once they found out about Dor's background, they decided to store their arms there!
Yep,
It wasn't a
which
coincidence!
backs things up
It was some kind
what
of
he
sick,
said.
spontaneous whimsy on their part!
Kind of noticed the spontaneous whimsy bit as a callback to the episode with Dee talking to Kitten, saying there's spontaneous whimsy but no true randomness.
I waited for the response. A sharp repudiation, a resignation that a lawyer was necessary, or even becoming officially arrested. And yet...
Oh, I see. That's rather disconcerting. Let me write that up.
He seemed to accept it. Could it be a tactic? Could he have accepted any story, no matter how ridiculous? No. I could see it in his eyes. His hands sweaty, clammy, his eyes glazing over in a sense of internal calculation. He wasn't just entertaining me. He was genuinely concerned. Which can only mean one thing.
Yeah, like, and to be fair, having a biker gang that's known for being violent, that now has access to landmines in your territory as a cop, is definitely a concerning thing.
I'll make sure that gets to the relevant authorities.
This wasn't any normal cop. He was certainly a Camarilla agent.
I'm sorry you had to go through that.
Within his skull, I could already hear the gears turning. Does he think this is a new stage in the Sabbat Crusade? Perhaps he's thinking we're good. If the Sabbat Armory had moved in so close, he'd need to alert his masters.
That too.
Right. Apologies for my temper flaring.
What? Oh, it's quite alright. Tense situation. Weird situation.
Yeah, and this is kind of a hint that Chapman had his mind a bit elsewhere at that moment.
It really is weird. Why commandeer a random house?
Now Dee's going for information.
Yes, it's like they say. You never expect the level of criminality that goes entirely unaccounted for outside of cities. But it's fine. Oh well, not really, but...
Was there anything else? Did you happen to overhear anything?
Oh, yes, there is something! That man, the one with the drawl?
The American?
Yes, him. I heard him mention there was a dispute with some rival gang. Like an anarchist gang? That should hit the spot.
Anarchist gang now thinking anarchs, potentially.
Did they say anything about that gang?
They would most likely be luring them to our house. Hence, the minefield. And we just did it, of course, hoping we'd be spared. But then, just before dawn, more bikers showed up and they just drove off with them.
Yeah, the dawn part is obviously key because vampires can't go out in sunlight, so they have to leave at that point, regardless of whether they want to do, or perhaps to take shelter within the house.
After that, the alarm finally went off and called the police. But, I don't know. Perhaps they were expecting that.
Don't worry about that, sir. We'll take it from here.
Thank goodness. That's a load off my shoulders.
I'm sure. Just a few more questions, if you don't mind.
Go right ahead. I love talking to cops.
Right, so... we wanted to ask about the car in the carport.
The car?
Yes. Do you know what happened to it?
And Dee genuinely doesn't. The only person who was there to see that was Kitten.
I do not.
Okay, that's fine. Do you know anything about the pit in front of the car at the carport?
What? Pit? Who's been digging pits without me?
Piotr.
Must have been Piotr's doing somehow.
Yep.
Or was Krakus skulking around the property again? Could you tell me what happened to the car? I've not seen or heard anything.
Well, it looks like it had somehow been driven into the carport entrance, the one into the house, that is. But it's flipped horizontally with the car door leading into the house, if you can visualize it.
What the fuck?
Yeah. It almost looks like it's been thrown or something.
Definitely looking for a masquerade breach there.
What?
Yeah, it's weird. And then there's that pit, which is exactly outside the car. Do you know if any of you dug that?
What the fuck is this now? Like it's been thrown or something? I assume Piotr threw my son-in-law's runabout. That would be a given to anyone even vaguely familiar with vampire society.
Yep.
Why would he give me this? Why would he tell me it looks like it was thrown?
Leading
Is
question.
he coy? Does he already
Or
know
rather,
I
leading
know?
information.
Or did someone else say it? It can't be that one of the others actually said that it was thrown, or that it looks like it
No,
was
none
thrown.
of them would have.
Or could they? Is he checking for masquerade breaches?
Probably.
Does he just say it like that because he Why would he say it like that if he was? Why would he say it like that if he wasn't?
Honestly, it'd be
That would
really
be a
funny if
dead
Guy
giveaway.
Chapman turned out to be a police officer who was also a monster hunter. And he didn't, obviously, but he was a police officer who was also a monster hunter and was trying to look for information because he thinks that he might be able to kill the vampires that attack the family, or at least get confirmation.
I'm not sure if any one of us dug that pit. I honestly have no clue. This could have happened whilst I was burying mines, or it could have happened when I was unconscious.
Could you tell me a bit about how that happened?
This should be easier. There cannot be many contradictions in our testimonies. And after this, I'm out. It's up to everyone else past this point. I can count on Marcus saying that he didn't jump out the window. And the other three certainly would know this. Sure, so... The red-headed one, Marcus. He was let go out the window from the second floor. When he landed, he sprained both his legs. Absolutely horrid. I hate gravity.
I think Marcus is a bit too
and then they
arrogant
shot
to
his legs
admit
with
that
a
he
gun,
jumped out the
because that was
window.
only a natural part of their MO as fuckers.
That's awful.
Yes. Then, of course, I was next. I was let go, and I fell onto the rocky barrow next to a house, and that's how I got this brand new Campbell jawline.
Cool, I love Evil Dead.
Foreshadowing,
It's-
definitely.
He loves the Evil Dead! The Evil Dead vampire! It's just a movie film. Yeah, I love a movie.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. But, sorry, I didn't mean to derail the conversation. So, anyway, Marcus was shot in the legs. How were you dragged out the window? Did anyone in particular drag you?
Yeah, well, he, wait. Dragged? Who said dragged? I did not say I was dragged out. Sorry, fuck. By dragged out? Does he mean dragged to the window and thrown out? Or does he mean grabbed by a hand and dragged outside?
Yeah.
Oh god, this is too specific to be a coincidence. Who? Who said I was dragged out the window? Dor would be more simple in his approach. Marcus would not be that specific. Darren's son-in-law knows not to mention something like that. Boy.
Yep,
no!
probably boy.
Boy chose the wrong word. Yeah, so it was one of the bikers. Not sure.
Absolutely. But how did you exit the window?
Oh, what the fuck is this? This is some serious probing. What should I say? If I even approach the truth, that would sound ridiculous enough to be seen as a serious indictment towards my legitimacy.
Yeah, in a way,
Worse,
yeah.
It could be seen as a masquerade breach.
True.
Boy's innocent blunder might be enough to warrant our destruction. Damn my beautiful, sweet, and precious, perfect grandchild! Damn him! Right. So, this was quite the horrifying moment, not going to lie. Went by very fast, but... As Marcus was thrown out the window, he actually grabbed onto me midair and... But he's a big lad, and so, I tried to stop his fall, gripping at the windowsill. But when the rest of those thugs lifted my legs and pushed me out, we both fell, and I smashed my jaw in.
Alright.
Was that enough?
So, just to clear this up, you were upstairs at this stage, Marcus was thrown out the window by the thugs, and then you, approaching the window and standing by it, was grabbed by Marcus. You were dragged out by him and fell down too, with the thugs helping by destabilizing you. Could you confirm?
Shit. Did anyone else bring up the time it took between Marcus falling and me falling? Did anyone say it took a few minutes before I too was thrown out? If anyone has, it's a contradiction clear as day. Damn it. Fuck. I cannot correct this.
Could you?
Yeah, like, honestly, if Guy Chapman wasn't suffering from withdrawal, he probably would have found a few contradictions, or at least had the
And
ability
just
to.
clarify, how
potentially.
many of the thugs helped force you out the window?
I don't know.
And do you know what happened immediately after that at all?
I do not.
Okay, let me write this up real quick.
What? Why? Why isn't he bringing up the time? Could have nailed me right there. If he asked how much time it took between us falling, anything of the sort, a clear contradiction would immediately become apparent. That's what he wants, isn't it? Unless
He bought it.
Marcus!
Or Marcus did something.
Marcus! He said the same exact thing I did! He covered it up just like I did. He did it! He strengthened our testimony yet again! He reinforced it with alloys as strong as his massive shoulders and flowing radiant hair!
Yeah, Marcus, while not built like a brick wall like Door, is definitely in good physical shape and fairly strong.
Oh, I love that boy!
You seem like you're in a good mood.
What? Oh, no!
Something on your mind, Gov?
Oh, no, I was just thinking of how thankful I am that everyone survived. You know, after I was knocked out, the last thought I had was of inextricable horror. But also a pure, unflinching trust.
And I do think that D is being genuine here.
It was like a force. And
Wow. I'm sure you helped in your own little way. So,
Honestly, D was kind of useless there, so not really. He got taken out of the fight too quickly to help in his own way, though. Well, maybe inspiration or keeping the family something. I don't know. Maybe he did help.
could you tell me what happened in the cellar?
fuck! They searched the house! I dearly hoped they wouldn't have. What do I do here? This is the most damning part yet. What have the others said here? There are two corpses down there. It's covered in blood. There are cameras and cages. It looks like a literal murder dungeon.
It does.
Marcus does, at the very least, not record anything for posterity. But the cellar? I wasn't aware they went down there.
Okay. So, you didn't see or hear anything from down there?
I don't think so, no.
Yeah, okay, so judging from how far away Marcus's room is from the cellar, and also that Dee was unconscious, it's honestly most likely that the testimonies of the others would line up with Dee not being aware, as either the cellar stuff would happen after Dee got knocked unconscious or likely when he was upstairs, and thus wouldn't potentially have a chance to interfere with the bikers getting involved in it.
You didn't watch the live feed on the computer?
There's a contradiction.
Feed? You mean with the camera they have down there?
Potentially.
So you know there is a camera down there?
Yeah, though with the contradiction, it might not be one once again, we don't know what the others' testimonies are. They either testified to a live feed, or if they didn't, they found the camera and assumed there was a live feed.
Yes, it's Marcus's...
Yes?
fun dungeon.
Could you elaborate?
Do I have to?
I'm sorry, there is a reason.
Honestly, I can kind of see Guy Chapman's look here and think that he might have been through something like this before where they found someone's sex dungeon or had someone to elaborate on something embarrassing, but still be required to for court records.
Look, this is too much for me. It's his fucked up sex cellar, okay? He thinks I don't know about it. I know about it, and I hate it. It makes me want to vomit and die. It's this thing he and his partner got started up, and, you know, that's their prerogative. I support their relationship totally, but the things I've seen down there.
Yeah.
What kind of things?
Rodeo cowboys.
What?
Several clowns.
Is that a reference to his birthday?
Scholastic army men! By God!
Definitely a reference to Warhammer.
If those thugs found it, I can't believe what their reaction was.
Okay. Sorry, writing that, down. Could you explain what else exactly is down there?
Yeah.
Well... Some specially built cages, a sign that says something about not screaming. I think there's a horsewhip serving double duty sometimes, but most of his stash is up in their room. You know. His figures.
Right.
Which, indicates that Marcus is into Warhammer. Not surprised, honestly.
The truest curse of being a father is simply knowing too much. Like how much he spent on those miniatures. Goodness! You should steal them next time.
Yeah, they are expensive. That's the main reason why the only wargame I'm into is Turnip 28. Yeah, the small army sizes make it significantly cheaper than the other games.
Do you know if the cages were used for anything else?
Not as far as I know, no.
Right. Do you know two persons by the name of Richard Porter and Dave McGlow?
I do not. Oh, hold on. Richard Porter and Dave McGlow. These must be the names of Shitbeard and Ape Boy. They must have found their real identities. And so soon. Missing people for certain.
Or someone might have known them or had a connection through the Camarilla or something else.
Here's my chance. Actually, I think I do. Or one of them, at least.
And what's your relation to them?
Didn't that Dave McGlow guy disappear a few months ago? I think I read about it in a missing persons report.
Which is in line with Dee's earlier testimony that he was into true crime stuff and read missing persons reports.
Why? Are they connected to the case?
They were found in the cellar.
What? Really? Were they part of the gang? Are they arrested?
We found them dead.
What? What? Like, they were killed? How?
We're still looking into it. But
Yeah, Guy's probably having a bit of a time covering up the diablerie. Especially since their bodies look like, well, deflated balloons.
it looks like they died a time ago.
Oh, yeah, and of course vampires, well, their body, if I remember right, reverts to their true age upon death.
More
In VTM. In VTR, if I remember right, it reverts to the amount of decay it would have been at if they died on the day they became a vampire.
more than 5 years ago in the case of Richard Porter. Dave McGlow is badly mutilated. He was hard to ID.
What? They just put the corpses of some dead people down there?
We do not know the situation.
I think I made it. Shitbeard had the Hell's Fuckers logo emblazoned on his jacket. If they found the corpses, then they found the jacket.
Which
I'll not take that as
might
a
help his
coincidence.
testimony.
That corpse has not been lying there for 5+ years, and the clothes he's wrapped up in are probably fresher than the corpse itself.
Probably.
When a vampire faces final death, their body rapidly...
Oh, wait, maybe, yeah, like, Dee explained it there, and, yeah, I think this is a detail that carried over from Vampire the Masquerade to Vampire the Requiem.
degenerate
I might have been thinking of Dracula, like some Dracula movies that do this.
to the state their corpse would have been at had they died the day of their embrace. To someone naive, Shitbeard looks like he's been dead for a long, long time. But his clothes, they're brand new in comparison. In addition, the blood, it will still be fresh. This will look like
Definite, yeah,
a setup.
setup.
Why would we dig down mines in our own front lawn, sell illegal firearms, and dress up corpses in our cellar? No matter how you cut it, there was a struggle in our home, and it looks the part. They found us badly hurt, abused. We are far beyond innocent in the world of the mortal. And be he Camarilla. Why, he'd already know what the corpses were.
Yep.
It would look exactly like it was. Infighting between support members.
And they definitely do that.
We should be in.
All vampires infight to an extent. Some are just worse about it than others.
Alrighty. So, I have a few more questions, then we will conclude for today. You good with that?
We did it! Certainly.
Do you know how the mines were detonated?
I do not.
Right. Do you know where the thugs disappeared?
I truly have no clue.
Right. Could you describe the character of each of the thugs? You can start off with whichever one you like.
Oh, sure. Well, I remember one being quite skinny, black as stripy. We continued on with the interview for a brief moment longer, but it wasn't long until I had made it unscathed through the rest of the questions. In retrospect, it was obvious to keep himself Anonymous. And then there was this fucking weirdo with a wizard hat. Can you believe it? Wearing a wizard hat. And you've not even declared registered source.
Right, so, in conclusion, let me just clarify your story. You picked up a group of individuals in seeming duress. They turned out to be individuals with violent intent that forced the family to conduct dangerous activities, such as burying mines under the threat of death. You were assaulted in the process, and the individuals are still on free foot. You were not aware of the situation with the corpses, the car, the pit, nor the time of the mine's detonation. This interview is now concluded at the time of 1540 on the 1st of December 2006. If you look, can you confirm that for the recording?
If the clock speaks true, then so it is.
Please just say yes or no.
Yes.
All right, very good. Thank you very much for your time. You're now free to go.
Thank you very much, Detective.
Sorry, what was that?
Detective? I have had a time of it, just as you say.
Glad to hear it, Guff. Glad to hear it. And I pray that jaw of yours heals up right quick.
Oh, I'm sure it will.
Could have gone much worse, that. Must have been your guardian angel or something.
Well, if you believe in that kind of thing. I'm a bit of a skeptic, personally.
Oh, really?
Yes, I definitely don't believe in Bigfoot.
Yeah.
I like ghosts and supernatural stuff and all that, but I don't know, how would that stuff even work? I feel like science would have caught on to there being just this whole other spectrum of matter and energy.
This is the age of cell phone cameras. Fuck-ups are not tolerated. Smiling Jack.
Just kind of float.
Also, him being a skeptic, if Guy Chapman believes it, that'll clear him of any masquerade breaches, or at least help to in the Camarilla's eyes, since he very skeptical.
Looking around old forests and manors by now. Bingo bongo.
Right, yeah, or in tunnels or whatever. You know.
The tunnels, yep. That's where Guy Chapman gave himself away, and also a bit of foreshadowing.
Oh, shit, but look at the time. It's off to the pub.
No fucking way.
I've got to go myself. It's the weekend soon.
No one has told him of the tunnels. I know no one has told him of the tunnels, right?
Does your great and mighty one need escorting out?
He is an agent. There's no doubt about it now. He knew about them all along. He screwed up. No, that won't be necessary.
Oh, that's good. I'm such a scatterbrain. I've got one final question, actually, but quite unrelated.
Go right ahead.
Do you know a Caitlin Wetsworth?
Yes. My mother.
Now, Dee did not fuck up here. Kevin never mentioned having a sister, as he'll say in a moment. I'll just play a bit more.
Your sister.
Now, not everyone has a sister, but everyone has a mother. So a female relative is more likely to be a mother than a sister. And that being said, Chapman, when clarifying it as a sister, isn't necessarily a sign that he, figured out that he's lying. It could be, but it could also, and is probably more likely, to be a sign that, that Caitlin might have had the same name as Kevin's mother. Or that Kevin might, he might not know Kevin's mother's names and might go, oh, his mother has the same name as his sister, so he clarifies.
She's reported you as missing multiple times, but you've been reported as accounted for now, eh? Mm-hmm. You even said that you were out traveling.
And Guy Chapman here is genuinely worried.
Yeah. But she's kept up with the reports. Maybe you should look into that.
Damnation! Letting a loose end fall like that, so close to the end. I made a mistake. No. Big D doesn't make mistakes. Big D can't be defeated. Not by some low-down country detective. Not by all the vampires in the world. Detective.
That sudden change up.
Yeah?
It's been a while, hasn't it? Since last you had your fill.
Yeah. And he was able to figure that detail out when I don't think any of us would have, but... or maybe he was just saying it to say things.
Have no fear, detective. You've passed.
Passed?
You followed the first tradition without further. The Regent of Great Yarmouth congratulates you. Come to the house for your next assignment. You are expected.
What?
Oh, and don't be so gauche as to mention this to the others. It simply won't do.
But what should my report say?
Report nothing out of the ordinary. Ensure this is buried as quickly and quietly as possible.
Which, if he is a police ghoul working for the Camarilla, he's probably used to.
I will show us.
And honestly, here we can kind of see Guy Chapman's desperation. Just how he's, he really hasn't been fed in a while.
Excellent work.
Yes, Master. Thank you, Master.
And then I strutted out in the most immodest way I possibly could to shed any doubt that I was mortal for that poor little detective. And so our police adventure had come to a close, and we were not indicted, neither by the law nor by the Camarilla.
That was a roller coaster of emotion.
And that's where the foreshadowing at the start with Dee setting the stage comes in. He was telling the story, or at least a portion of it, to Kevin.
Likes of which I have not felt since I last rode an actual roller coaster.
You speak words, and the words are truth, Kevin.
You should have murked that guy, though.
Murked?
Yeah.
Rubbed out. Made past tense.
How forward?
You should have killed him.
Now that, obviously, I had considered. But you know how cops get. You ice one corrupt police chief, all of a sudden, oh, you have to leave the country now.
Which country did this happen?
That's not the point, and Bangladesh.
Indicating that Dee might have been involved in that Week of Nightmares thing.
I have just one question.
Just one?
I have many. But I'm focusing on the cop thing.
Yeah.
You never explained why you used my name during the interrogation.
Oh, I just needed an unused identity in the area. I already had your license, so I felt it worked.
That makes zero sense.
Well, it's also so I can help you sell your apartment. I'm you now.
Which makes
Really?
sense here, I guess.
You would do that?
For
And
sure.
Kevin is genuinely touched by that.
Smurfles!
Well,
Do not sigh. He is a burden to no one.
He'd be good for keeping Nosferatu rat spies away.
we'll take him in. A boy has always wanted a familiar of sorts. An excellent reward.
I wonder if that's foreshadowing. I personally think Boy is most likely some sort of imbued hunter. But familiar is a term related to mages, so it could be that.
Capping Piotr.
Oh, has he taken care of a pet before?
He hasn't, but he's a clever lad. I'm sure he'll manage.
I'll write a list of his every want and need. You will not have to think about anything. Will everyone else be nice to him, though? I don't want to leave him in the hands of a lone child with gun interests.
I'll be frank, Kevin. I do not like cats.
Which pretty much proves that while Dee may be Middle Eastern, he definitely is not from ancient Egypt.
Ramsit, you are a
They love
demon,
cats.
just as I figured.
Either that or he was very counterculture even back then.
Just for you, I will be injecting toxoplasmosis into my brainstem later today to ensure I do
witch?
not kick him into a chimney.
Good.
I know what it is,
So
just
much as
making a
pull
joke.
his tail, I will enter your house and explode.
Oh fuck that! Oh god, enter the house and explode. God, I wonder if that's hinting at a certain. I'm not gonna count it as foreshadowing; it's a bit too vague. But at the very least, I think it might be referenced later with like the joke thing.
Take days to rinse up.
A follow-up question, though. Isn't using my name in this manner incredibly fucking irrational? Won't it give up your cover?
Oh, Kevin. You might be able to fool your packmates, but me? You weren't known as Kevin, nor Kevin Wetsworth when you were with the Camarilla, were you?
How would you know this?
I know more of your old master than you know yourself. I know that after death, you were stripped of your old name, burned away, and given a new one. An alias defined by the Regent herself to meld you into a new existence. As far as the Camarilla is concerned, you have no name past the one they gave you. Kevin Wetworth is a dead memory. But that is a corpse you never buried. You did not fully let go of your old name, as we know, and you readopted it as soon as you gained standing within the Sabbat. Isn't that right?
No! I am not telling you my shitty Camarilla roleplay name.
You need to! It is integral to our survival!
Dee has some plan related to it, I'm sure, or something.
Well, you can either tell me that, or you can tell me what your Hell's Fuckers packmates called you before you gained enough respect to be called Kevin. You had a name like Ape Boy or Shitbeard too, didn't you?
You present me with a two-pronged road. One leads to hell, and the other also leads to hell.
Choose wisely!
But meaty fool that you are, you do not realize that I can simply walk off the fucking road.
No,
Yep.
Give me names!
It's Herbertus, innit?
Which, at this point, should show you... Well, actually, come to think of it, yeah, I'll count Dee mentioning the Regent as foreshadowing, because Dee was able to figure out that Guy Chapman hadn't been fed in a while, so maybe he knew that the Regent had a ghoul there, at least in that region, or maybe he suspected that the Regent was the most likely to have ghouls. Difficult to say, but he might have figured out that Chapman hadn't been fed in a while if he wasn't just saying that, based on his knowledge of the Regent.
What in the weed?
Oh, yeah, the cup is here now, by the way. Also Herbertus?
My worst name in front of fucking Dee.
It's literally the only name I know you by.
How do you know it? And what the fuck are you doing here, and who are you?
Yeah, and that should definitely establish that he's one of the Regents, or at least one of the Tremir's ghouls, if not the Regents.
I was invited here. I'm Detective Sergeant Guy Chapman. I'm also a ghoul of the Lady Regent.
And now
I
outright
know
say
you
it.
from the Chantry. Or, well, haven't seen you in a few years? Maybe?
Yeah.
I just know you were the Chantry's stockbroker or something.
Accountant! Curse you!
Which honestly should tell you how much the Regent thought of Kevin, even when she, or at least how much she revealed to the ghouls, even when he was sort of in her favor.
I curse you with balls fall off disease! I give you lupus,
Yeah.
not the werewolf one!
Foreshadowing.
You just have a wasting disease
No,
now.
Kevin! Do not castrate that man! He is here for his new assignment.
God,
Yeah.
I hope that if Chapman's planning on having more children, that this is not foreshadowing.
So, as I said, I'm a ghoul. I'm one of the two regulars at the constabulary in Wells, Texas Sea, but it's a bit far to Great Yarmouth, and the bond between me and the Regent hasn't been renewed in, like, 8 months?
Which is very bad and stupid on the Regent's part, especially when she has Chapman, who actively wants to be a ghoul. She's an idiot.
I'm honestly not too picky anymore.
Honestly, I'm willing to bet that the only reason why she managed to survive however many centuries it was is because she had some particular talent in blood sorcery.
I just want it renewed.
Never trust a traitor, not even one you create, except for me. Trust me in all circumstances.
I'll be honest, Herbie. I want your blood.
What? What?
Yeah.
You want to be blood bonded?
Judging by what Kevin said last time, yeah, he really would be shocked by
By
this.
me?
Kevin!
Herbie, I'm dying. Herbie, I've been experiencing painful withdrawals for a long time now, and I know you're one of hers, so it should fix me up just fine.
No! I...
Yeah, like, if I remember right... okay... I think there's... Okay, in Vampire the Requiem, in order to have a specific blood bond that can only be done by you, you need to be certain Ordo Dracul stuff. That being said, I think in Vampire the Masquerade it's different with that being a specific vampire, or maybe not. Maybe it's some sort of right of the Tremere that makes it so that ghouls can only get bonded by the Regents or their thing or something, or rather not bonded, but yeah, I hope you get what I mean. I can't find the words for
It's
it.
Sippy, not vice versa. And you, fool! You are so lost in your sauce you don't know what you do!
Nonsense. I love being bloodbound.
That is the point! D, This is a wicked and vile thing, you ask.
It's nothing of the sort.
You say this, ignorant of the horrors of the blood bond. I have killed many in the Sabbat, but this is one line I shall not cross.
Herbie, please.
I don't care what silly name you use. I will never ghoul you.
Herbie, I have killed 6 men in service to the Regent. 2 of them with my teeth. I recently injected contraband heroin into my system just to simulate the thrill of vampire blood. It didn't even compare.
You being freaky will...
And Kevin is right. Despite being downplayed with just something slightly off about him from first appearance, Chapman is a freak. He knows what the blood bond is. He knows how bad it is. He knows what vampires are like and how bad they are. But he's still willingly going along with it. He is still fully knowingly and willingly going through all this. It's funny how D is, at the very least, an insane monster hunter and possibly some supernatural creature himself. Kevin is a vampire. Chapman's just a ghoul. And between, though that still make him supernatural, but in any case, between the 3 of them, Chapman is probably the most disturbed, even if he can hide it better.
not convince me.
Oh, I don't think you understand. I am a freak.
Yeah,
I will
and he knows
kill
it.
him, and I will literally blow up the constabulary for even the smallest possible pint of Vitae. If you don't give me what I want, I might just try to take it. And if I try to take it, you'll both probably kill me. So you'll have my blood on your hands. And quite frankly, I'm so desperate for a fix, I don't really give a fuck.
Why? Why would you want to do anything of the sort when you're so close to being able to just sever it?
Because I'm a hopeless addict and I like being a ghoul. It's a nice deal. I can lift my kids above my shoulders no matter how old they get. I'm gonna still be doing it when they're 30, is my goal. I just need to get a better master. That's all.
You have kids?
Yeah, Kevin recognizing just how fucked up this
That
is.
is fucking terrible. Let me spell it out for you. Blood bonds are slavery. Slavery.
In this case, it's more like indentured servitude.
Okay.
To be fair, definitely more like slavery, considering how some people did sell themselves into slavery historically. Now, you might ask, why would you do that? Well, the answer is gladiators.
Wow, how marginally better is that?
Well, I'm already a public servant, so I guess I'm just used to it.
Kevin, this man is offering his services to us. His loyalty lies with the highest bidder, and you are a far better source of vitae than that hateful regent.
Yeah, and Kevin could potentially Chapman could turn them both into the Camarilla, or do all sorts of other things, so Dee recognizes the kind of reality in the situation, despite how messed up it is.
It's immoral.
What? You are in the Sabbat!
Fuck! I have lines I do not cross that I drew with my own free will, you fucking river troll!
If you don't ghoul him, he will slink back to the regent. The regent will inform the prince of our activities, and we will all be blood hunted.
Or he could get over his own sick addiction?
Over your dead body.
Man, what a weirdo you are!
If we ghoul him, which we are doing consensually, I might add, we could easily...
I don't care, it's gross!
It's not that bad once you do it a couple of times. Besides, you drink blood too, don't you? You get it.
I only drink blood because I have to. You inject blood like it's crack.
You don't inject crack, Kevin! You fucking office
You
worker!
can! You totally can! You've never unlived in Yarmouth. You don't understand.
Technically possible to inject crack, but it apparently requires a complex process from what I've read online when, TV Tropes page on this episode. But, it technically can be done, but not quite what you'd think.
He's got a point.
Kevin, listen. With a detective on our side, we will have a pawn within the Norfolk police force. Do you know how valuable that is? With his help, we could creep closer to the machinations of the Camarilla than we ever could otherwise.
I also make some mean jellied eels.
We must have him!
I do not eat!
But, Kevin, think of our future! With his help, we could further our goals. In your new redemptionist cause, you could use this to set free the worthy of your kind before the new moon comes.
Wow.
Wonder if that's foreshadowing or what the new moon means. Does it have any specific vampire symbolism in Vampire the Masquerade?
Are you guys like a cult or something?
Probably.
We are entirely secular in our orthodoxy, let me assure you.
Wow, neat.
Come now, Kevin. I won't force you. I know it's a difficult decision.
Dee showing lots of empathy to Kevin there.
Fine. Just hand me the nicest knife you have and I will stab my wrist open.
Fantastic! Let's use this. No, wait, this was first. This one. Enchantment, death magics.
I think this is foreshadowing, and I'll count it as even if it isn't for me, but I think that's the knife he slashes Matilda with, and why she was damaged by it.
Oh, I have some restored Iron Age cutlery lying around here somewhere.
None of that Iceni shit.
Eh.
I've seen enough Boudica roleplay to last for a lifetime at the Regent's Chantry.
Which is a bit funny, seeing as the first premiere was centuries after the Iceni, so there's no way any of one in the Chantry is an Iceni.
Did you know she loves talking about how unshaven her vagina is? I mean, good lord!
Of course. You're lucky I happen to have this Garania flying around, or you'd be shit hot of
Good. Give. Thank you.
Oh, also, I forgot.
Here's his wall behind
your
head.
pack is dead.
And this is why I said only part of it. I think these started... The part they told Kevin starts with the set the stage, not the recap before it. Because otherwise Kevin would know.
Told you that, right?
Yep.
Oh, your pack is dead. I told you.
They've been cool.
Oh, no, wait.
Yep.
Kevin said, yep, he told him that. Okay, then, I take back what I said. The whole episode was probably Dee's story, starting with now, right at the start.
How are you feeling about that?
Vinculum's making me want to stab you 40 times, but it also feels...
Well, you do have a Roman sword, so it'd be a bit appropriate, though Caesar was only stabbed 5 times before his death, and only one of those was, fatal.
like I've dumped my way out of a psycho polycule. So I'm feeling like hitting the town and injecting some crack.
Very sexy, Kevin.
You know, they were all bastards. But I liked those bastards. Almost as much as I hated those bastards.
Would you like to take a moment?
No, I'd really like to not dwell on it at all, in fact. Makes me almost glad to see Officer Bumfuck here.
Chapman.
No!
And what of your, sister?
I'll look into it.
Very good.
Right, so I've got a question. I thought you were Kevin.
No, I am Big D.
So you were just lying?
Well, yeah.
Oh, wow. Damn.
Yeah, like, Chapman bought all of this. He's surprised at just how much they were lying about.
What else did you lie about?
Want to know.
What? Well, the people we found were actually vampires. We actually took them.
To be fair, Dee didn't say they weren't vampires. So it's more like a lie by omission than a straight lie.
And we actually planted those mines. We owned them, and I fell out of the window on purpose because I was here.
Hello, I am hostage number 4.
Blimey.
Kevin being fairly
That
chipper
kinda
about it.
Sucks. I'm a terrible detective.
Oh, come on, you did just fine. Besides, you're a degenerate ghoul whose brain is polluted
Good
with
point.
vampire sludge. Of course you couldn't best my indomitable intellect.
You calling someone a degenerate is
Weigh
very...
your next words carefully.
Okay, consider this. Fuck you.
Honestly, I mostly thought it odd how you turned from the small, bleak British man on your license into a giant Middle Eastern meat slab.
Yeah, like, different ethnicities and different builds heavily, as well as different ages. If Chapman wasn't so high on, dealing with withdrawal, he probably would have caught him there.
It read like an online ad and it distracted me from the whole interview.
Yeah, just insult your new master. That's a surefire way to get yourself not eaten.
Oh, I'm sure we will get along just fine. Now, let us go ride the miniature steam locomotive.
Yay!
Alright, but I need to be heading home to the kids soon, so maybe we should do the ghouling thing first.
Yeah, well,
Wonder if he talks to his kids before or after the pub thing. don't know.
I need to get home to my horse, and you don't see me stressing out about it.
I want to ride the funny little train.
But blood.
We can drink blood on the
Oh, foreshadowing with the horse.
train. Come on, let us go.
Oh, well, bring me Crazy Straw.
Crazy Straw,
Wait, did you even check if it was open?
We will commandeer it. Come on, let's go. Go, 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 go.
Are we even?
Shut up.
Yeah.
Go, 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 go. Storm them. Charge. Go, go.
Thank you for watching, everyone, and remember to like, comment, and subscribe.